Hello, Simon here, one of the lay ministers of Portishead Church of England. Welcome. Here's a little puzzle to start. What do comedian Ed Byrne, presenter Adrian Chiles, athlete Fatima Whitbread, mathematician Bobby Seagull, and actor Patsy Kenzie all have in common? I wish I could hear your guesses. Well, to put you out of your misery, they have all appeared on the BBC series called Pilgrimage, one of the unexpectedly popular programmes in recent years. I thought of this series as in this week's church calendar, we're encouraged to think about St. James, the patron saint of pilgrimage. James was one of Jesus's closest friends, nicknamed a son of thunder along with his brother John. Legend has it that after Christ's resurrection, James travelled to what we call Spain, where he preached. He returned to Jerusalem where he was killed, but his body ended up back in Spain. He was buried where Santiago de Compostela is now situated. Many centuries later, James's tomb was rediscovered, and that has become the end destination of the pilgrimage to Santiago. So have you been on pilgrimage to Santiago? Would you like the idea of it? What were or what would be the benefits? At the risk of oversimplification, a pilgrimage is a journey with spiritual intention, connecting with your inner self and having a sacred encounter. Popular places for pilgrimage include the Holy Land, Lourdes, Rome, Canterbury, and as pilgrimage is found in most major religions, Mecca and Varanasi. One of the benefits of pilgrimage is that it takes us away from the familiar and the everyday. We can get so rooted in our day-to-day lives that we don't have the time or the space, or sometimes even the inclination to think more deeply. Leslie Joseph said, "I feel incredibly rejuvenated emotionally, spiritually, and physically after her TV pilgrimage to Rome." Ashley Banjo reflected on his time. "It taught me to be even more grateful for what I believe in." And I think the main thing I took away from the pilgrimage was to be more forward-facing, more vocal. It didn't necessarily grow the confidence in my faith itself. It grew the confidence in me wanting to speak more openly about it. You can, of course, do solo pilgrimages, but pilgrimage is often a collective experience. 3 times a year in Old Testament times, pilgrims from near and far would approach Jerusalem, singing as they went. The Psalms were some of the songs used. Psalm 130, called a Psalm of Ascent, contains these words: "Out of the depths I cry to you, Lord. Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to my cry for mercy. If you, Lord, kept a record of sins, Lord, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness, so that we can with reverence serve you. I wait for the Lord, my whole being waits, and in his word I put my hope. I wait for the Lord, more than watchmen wait for the morning, more than watchmen wait for the morning." I can almost see in my mind's eye a person approaching the temple step by intentional step, being overwhelmed by their sinfulness, but also searching for the truth about a merciful God. Of course, today, we might find ourselves singing that great hymn, "To Be a Pilgrim." Often places of pilgrimage are the so-called thin places, where we find it easier to connect with God. Pilgrimages often connect us with new people, fellow pilgrims. Rather than acting as a religious travel agent, though, what I'm really encouraging today is for us to find our own moments of encounter in our lives. Maybe it will be in one of our periodic quiet mornings, or maybe it will be in a garden or in a church with no one else around. Why not start by chewing over one of Jesus's parables, or trying to picture Psalm 139 in your mind? But do make sure you're also still and quiet enough to allow God to speak as well. If you do want any further ideas or any help, do be in touch with any of the leaders in the parish. God bless you in your endeavours. If you want to be a bit more adventurous, the British Pilgrimage Trust has plenty of ideas and resources. Their website address is on the slide after I finish. Bye for now.